Welcome, Zanzi. It's Everything Sports in Zanzi with your boy Gami. We got Sticks with us and BC. We are missing Tando and Lux from Chelsea today. But yeah, big shout out to everybody that's joined the channel. EPL Mgosi is back on your screens, guys. Gentlemen, how are you doing?
All good.
Oh, good, man. Good,
Kuhle
good.
kaloku, when Stick says all good, you should be saying all good, all good. Okanye, you should have just done that, Ewan. But I mean, before we
Don't
get
tell
into
me
the
how to
football,
greet.
guys, let's shout out. Before we get into the football, let's shout out my boy Base Galore with his label. I will be rapping Base Galore throughout the show for preview show, guys. So do go out, go get his merch. I will have his link to his Facebook page, to his Instagram. That's going to be loaded up in the description. So yeah, every time you see me on the preview show, know that I'm rapping Bass Galore. That's the label for anybody that hasn't done that or knows what it is. It's a Kasi brand, and yeah, on Everything Sports Mzansi, we do rep Kasi experience more than anything. Yeah, one because I feel Ikasi
Awesome.
doesn't get enough exposure, even with the football side. So keep it locked on Everything Sports and Zanzi for you guys to see a new segment of the show that we're going to be starting with regards to Kasi football. But yeah, keep it locked for that, guys. Guys, let's speak about the real one, our show. EPL Mgosi is the name of the show. So we will be speaking the EPL. Yeah, guys. So like we had out the firstly before we go into the games for the weekend, we had the transfer season end last week Friday at midnight, and
Finally,
a
finally,
few
finally,
surprises
finally.
that has come through the door for some teams. Let's go around the room and let's feel how you guys feel about your transfer window. So yeah, let's ask you, Sticks. What's your thoughts on the one transfer that you did this season?
Actually, two. With
Okay, sorry.
I don't know what our American owners. They've just been stingy to take money out of the pocket because I wouldn't say that they actually spent money last season because we got 35 million for McAllister, 50 million for Wataru Endu, and I think another 35 million go Gravenbach. But yeah, I think we've been a bit fragile. I think these guys are just focusing on revenue, just making money. So, but what can you expect when your team is owned by an American? So, this is what you can expect. You have a surprise transfer window where we spend money, and then you'll have a quiet transfer window. But hopefully, they know what they're doing. But one thing at least, Jurgen Klopp left the team with a good bunch of players that have been working together for years. So we're gonna see how long this thing that they've done now in the last three games is gonna last. But we'll see how it goes. But fair enough, to be honest.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So how would you rate your window out of 10 now, given it's the end of the window? How would you rate it?
2 out of 10. I'll give
Two.
it a 2 out of 10. Yeah, just to be frank and honest, there are good quality players out there, which
Yeah.
I feel that we could have submitted something. Like, for example, I could say I would have liked to have Anthony Gordon
Yeah.
for as a replacement of Luis Diaz, like on certain matches. I would have preferred,
Yeah.
obviously, an offer for Fede Valverde. And there was a nice player that I saw playing against Arsenal for Aston Villa that surprised me. Someone by the name of, I think it's Manny Rogers. He wears number 27.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I like the
Right.
way you played, especially. So, yeah, I would have liked one of those players.
Yeah.
But with the size of the squad that I've got, I think we can try and see. Hopefully, injuries don't come into play. But for now, we'll keep on going forward.
Okay, we've heard who you said that you would wanted to sign and who signed on at Liverpool, and what your rating of the season is. Would you change your predicted finish when it comes to Liverpool? I think you predicted you guys to finish second at the end of the season. Given the transfer season now, would you change your prediction?
I think the last prediction I did was Liverpool first because I thought City
Oh yes.
will not win. Yeah, yeah, I gave them first. But for now,
Okay.
to be quite honest, the way we've started the league, let me rather stay to that prediction and not
Okay.
change things. I just want to see how is the team going to be able to handle the pressure. Obviously, I know the team when pressure comes under Jurgen Klopp, sometimes there are collapses. But let's see with the new guy how he going to be handle the pressure because so far he's been looking so calm.
Yeah. Cool. Let's move to you, Butle. With regards to the transfer window, how do you feel that you fared in the transfer window, sir?
It
200
looks
million
like
spend.
hey, Galen, I know you like to have to spend that money, but unfortunately, you guys will never get to spend that money. However, don't wish for that because I feel when looking at your guys' model, you don't buy for the sake of buying, and you always try to get the best price for the best player, and then work it. So Diaz, Nunes, or Gakpo, those are the type of players that you didn't get them at a very expensive price. Some way somehow they are making an impact, but not the impact that you're expecting. Where, like for example, Salah numbers, they're not making Salah. Gakpo is not doing Salah numbers. Nunes is not doing Salah numbers. Udia is not doing Salah
Yeah.
numbers. But Jota is my favorite player, so I like that. Going back to my team, it looks like for it we're just spending.
We
Yeah,
speak.
yeah. You're
We're
speaking to
speaking about
United now.
United, not Liverpool, eh?
Yeah, yeah. Just
Yeah.
shush. So it looks like we were spending for the sake of spending because I think there's this crazy thing. There's this craze that we have to spend to show that you are serious. You are going to challenge for the title or going to challenge for trophies. So at this moment in time, we just bought players. It looks like we didn't. It looks like for now the quality of the players that we bought haven't come through yet. So it looks like we might have done bad business, guys. I don't know. It's too early to say. It's very very early to say. This is our second match. It looks like we might have done bad business. I hope not. I hope what Dilik comes through. I hope the right back for me. He's the most impressive one. That Masuwari guy. He's come through and he's owned that right back, but he has to do more. And yeah, so my window when I come is not the best win in terms of the guys that are coming through didn't make an instant impact. They didn't change the way we play. They didn't like look at me type of signings. So I'm worried. I am worried that we might have just added more dead wood basically. And I hope not. Honestly, I hope we didn't add more dead
Yeah.
wood.
How would you rate? How would you rate your window then?
I'll give it a two as well. In terms of what I've seen so far of the guys that I've signed, only one has made an impact out of the five guys that we've signed. So for me, that rate is not good.
Jeez, man.
It's not good at all. It's not good at all. So
Yeah.
this
Especially if you
the
spend so
latest
much
signing
money.
from PSG. Yeah, for it, especially you spend so much money, you expect some of them, at least two or three, to be instant quality, instant hits where you can see, okay, they're doing this, they're doing that. I was saying to Tanila, for example, that right winger for Brighton, I forget his name. He comes from Newcastle, Mutenik or something like that. I'm sorry
But
if I'm pronouncing it properly. Not the Japanese guy. There's the other African guy. Okay, there was the other black guy that was playing right back,
oh,
right wing. You saw the first time. That was the first time I'm
Nawe,
seeing that guy.
Kanye.
Umutek some yeah. The first time I'm seeing that guy come, but his touches, his impact, you can see that yeah, that was a good signing for Brighton. So I'm wanting something similar to that. I want my signings to make an impact straight away. I want my signing to show their personalities.
I
So far
mean,
they haven't.
but I mean, but fair enough. Look, again, you have to make sure that you give signings time. Can't be judging
Yeah.
signings 3 games in, so we have to give them time.
Mm.
My question was more like what would you have wanted? Oh, sorry. In the show that we had, the first show, you said what was your ideal or dream signing?
I didn't have a specific name. I just wanted the right player. I wanted a player that's
Oh yeah.
gonna
Okay, okay, nice
yeah.
one.
So at the moment,
So
yeah. So at the
obviously by
moment,
your
my
rating of two. So obviously by your rating of two, that means that you don't think the right players came through. Fair enough. Okay, we'll move.
yeah yeah.
Look, I'll give my assessment with regards to my season and my transfer window. Absolute shambles. Like I think Teta and the guys have got it very wrong. We released a lot of dead wood, they say. but then we didn't replace the deadwood, So we are
Players were not
weaker this season. We're weaker this season than what we were last season. I think we're going into the season with just an addition of Merino into the team, and that's just not good enough. If we have Merino and Calafiore, that's only people that we've signed. That's additions. I know they say Urian Timber coming back is like a new signing. That's nonsense. Okay, he's been there. We have the same placer that's been there last season. So we've just added Mourinho and Calafiore. It's not enough to win the league. So, in terms of my rating, one is my rating of our transfer window, and I believe that I will change my previous prediction to win the league. I remember I did say if we don't sign a striker, we won't win the league. We had an option to sign Ivan Tony. We had an option to sign Osimhen, and we didn't take both options. So therefore, we are not going to win the league this season. Yes, I said it. Clip that,
But
play it
you're
over
priced
and
out.
over again, send it to Facebook,
But you're priced
make a
out for those
trend.
two guys. You're never gonna afford those two guys.
How?
You're priced out.
What do you mean?
E-wage
Never
bill,
gonna
first of all.
afford? Like,
E-wage bill got
huh?
Osimhen. You wanted e-wage bill got Osimhen was gonna be over 350 after tax. 350 after tax. Who gets paid
Yeah.
350
And the
at
point
Arsenal?
there is
Who's going? You can't afford it. Can you
Sterling.
afford 350? Sterling is a loan player, and I'm sure
Sterling.
Chelsea is also I'm sure. You're
We
not taking
paying.
that full
We are
salary, got
paying.
Sterling.
Hey, my man. Guy. No, my man. We're paying 100,000 a week for Sterling. We're paying 100,000 a week for a deadbeat player. We let
Uh,
Edin Ketia go, who was on 100,000 a week as well. That's 200,000 a week. And then as well, Emmitt
wait,
Smith Rowe that was on 85,000 a week when he signed on. Guess how much that is now? We're on 285,000 that we would have been able to give to Napoli for him. So like, don't make excuses. Like, don't play the accountancy,
no,
because clearly at Manchester United, you don't do any
no.
accounting there
What you
because
saying?
your team is in
That's what I'm
absolute
saying, Alok.
shambles.
That's what I'm saying, Alok.
Okay,
You're
you
gonna
know,
follow my suit where you're gonna overplay players. That's what I'm saying. You're not in my league yet. You can't afford to overplay players when you can't afford to overpay your players. At least I can, and I'm not saying that is a good
you're
thing.
not in your
I'm not
league.
saying that.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, you're not in the league.
What do you
When
mean
you
we're not
can't,
in your league, my man?
you
Okay,
can't
you mean
afford
you
to
mean the Europa League,
overplay to
obviously, because
overplay.
we're in the Champions
No,
League.
you can't afford to overplay your players when afford. You have to stick to your budget. When there's a budget for you, you have to stick within your budget. Tina, at least
Yeah,
we can blow
but
the
I
cash.
mean, again, you
I'm not
said
making an excuses for it. I'm not making excuses for our
okay.
splurging.
Actually, you know
Our
what?
splurging is
Let's
worse.
go. Actually, let's know what. Wait, Wusle, you know what? Let's go on to the next topic so that we can speak about your spending. And the next topic is Liverpool versus Manchester United. So you went to go spend 300 million this season for you to get spanked. Like literally, like you know what Manchester United did. You know what Liverpool did to you guys this weekend. They walked. It's like the equivalent of somebody walking into your house, ne? And then getting into your house, opening your fridge, taking your last beer, opening it, drinking it halfway, throwing the rest on the floor, taking your wife and putting her to the bedroom. That's exactly what happened at Old Trafford this weekend, my man.
No,
And that
it didn't
happened
happen that
with
like
you
that.
guys
It
having
didn't
spent
happen exactly like
300
that.
million.
300 million doesn't guarantee you success, doesn't guarantee you anything. So you need to know that as well. You need to get with the program, get a program. Because you've been a bridesmaid.
So it
You've
was
not been spending money.
a waste.
So you have not been spending money, first of all, but yet you didn't win a trophy. I've been spending money, I still didn't win a trophy. So I think spending money doesn't guarantee you anything, my friend.
makes sense.
It's just more of the players and the coach. We don't
Yeah.
have the players, we don't have the coach. That's it in Dabayit. It's not about the spending, it's about do we have the right
Sticks,
players, and we don't.
let's get you into this. Yeah, man. Like I'm sure you are on cloud 11 if there is a one after cloud 9. How does it feel, walking out of Old Trafford? I saw Salah doing his post-match interview, not even wearing boots. Like guy was walking barefoot. So that's how much I
Barefoot.
mean that you went into Old Trafford and you treated the Old Trafford like your own house. How does it
I
feel, my man?
it is house, Kagata
Yeah,
Babu. It is house.
it's obviously always nice, guys, to it's always nice to win those games with a tough team that obviously has spent a lot of money coming into the season. And obviously, we didn't know the kind of football I was expecting. I was expecting them to be competitive, not to see the shambles that they were showing based on their performance. I won't lie. I won't rate my performance for that match as a 7 or 8 or 9 out of 10. My team, I think they played on a 5 out of 10, but it was just silly mistakes from Man United. We were not wow to
Casemiro.
say like we were too great, to be honest. These guys, I think they gave away the ball so many times, and when we win the
Poetu.
ball, we were losing it as well on the final third on this so many times. But the weakest link, I saw them, Diego Dalot on the left side. Salah came out with two crosses there. The third goal, he was a defense splitting pass. He was there. De Ligt was out of the game. Martinez,
He's not so
as
bad. He's
as
not
Muhle
so
said,
bad. I
Mazrubi
think
played well. Yeah,
it's not so bad,
Mazrubi
guys.
played well.
It's not so bad.
Midfield, I could say it was out of the
Out.
game of Man United. The
Out.
midfield, we just bossed them, but they were just losing the ball on basic things. That's you understand. They were losing the
Yeah.
ball on basic things, and
Like
my attackers as well. They could have scored more. I think there was a chance from Zoboslai. I don't know what he was trying in the box, but I just
Salah
wanted
as
us just
well
to
had a
hammer them
chance.
for their mistake. But did play a good game. Diaz did play a good game. But for the other guys, man, it wasn't. Van Dijk didn't have a challenge. I barely heard Kunate. All I could see, Kunate was winning every corner from our box, clearing the ball. So it was just a bad day in the office for Man United. They didn't show up. But yeah, but I'll take the win. And it just made it a bit easier for us. So those are the things
Yeah.
that Jurgen Klopp couldn't do, because Jurgen Klopp, for example, would lead 2-0. He will still want to play heavy metal football, and then we concede, a team comes back. And then from winning positions, we end up giving the lead away, like the FA Cup we had to
Yeah.
Man United the last time, where we kept on leading, but we still want to attack. So I'm just happy with what the coach is doing, and well done to Allison for another clean sheet.
But then
Absolutely.
Tanile,
Absolutely.
I
BC,
but then put
how
skis
does
for
it
it. Just sorry, just
feel
to
to be
add on.
abused? Like
I
in
feel to
football
be
terms. Sorry.
to be a what?
No, no, never mind. How does it feel to be abused? Like obviously in football terms.
Yo, when you better clean that up, eh? You better clean that up. I'm gonna answer that because that's a silly question to answer. But for it, to on your new coach, Anna Slot, I feel at the moment maybe it's too early to judge to say he is the difference maker because I feel he looks like quite a smart coach and he saw to himself that he's not gonna change much. He's gonna use what was used before. Maybe he's gonna start implementing his personality as the months goes on because they say it takes about 6 months for the coach to implement his style. So I think it's too early to say Nyani that he's made a difference. The only thing that I do see is that the composure Liverpool has in last year, you are right. There's a little bit of composure, meaning that his conversation with the players that guys, take your time. You don't have to rush for everything. So I saw in that match that yeah, that pressure you guys kept on us last year would have been not the same. You guys would have been flashy, but you guys kept the pressure on us, like for real, where we were thinking, hey, this could have been a 6-0 because the pressure that you guys. So I feel that your coach, I'm still, the jury's still out for your coach from in my books. I want to see him when in December when the shit hits the fan when all the games are coming thick and fast,
Exactly.
injuries are coming through, then you want to see how he's going to manage his squad. At the moment, it looks easy. Honestly, it looks easy. It looks like he's putting the team out there and the team are performing.
True that.
So going back to your answer, Mfwetu, when your question comes, hey, Mfwetu, I'm not going to lie. I was saying to you before, I was seeing a lot of messages in the group. I didn't answer. I didn't do anything because I was just feeling the pain because it's not like I was losing to Brighton. I'm losing to my
Chest
rival,
pain.
my enemy. I'm the guys that I don't want to see them winning trophies at all. I don't want to see the guys in the top five winning trophies. None whatsoever. I don't want it. I want you guys to fail. I want you guys to have a lot of injuries So when you're seeing like a success, when you're seeing them succeed, you're not happy. So I wasn't happy at all. I don't want
Right.
to say I feel abused,
That's probably why
but I'm
you're
not
going
happy, dude.
through. That's probably why you're suffering from chest pains, Yabona, is because you want ill of other teams. Yabona. Now, chest pains
Yeah, why
pete
not?
wena,
Wait,
and now you don't know
why
how to
not?
deal with it, So, like,
I'm dealing with my chest pains, but at the same time,
but
You are
okay, look,
too.
when my enemies are having fun, like I need to bump it and enthusiasm or something. I need to bump my something, but how you can't have fun while I'm suffering.
like, deal with it, man. Okay, let's go. Let's break down the game so that we can have like more context on it. Trent Alexander scored within 6 minutes, offside goal. Brilliant celebration, though. I love the classic celebration by Gerard that he did there. Like, nice touch, you know. Wish the
Yeah,
goal was valid so that can be played over
yeah,
and
yeah.
over again.
Through that. But it was nice seeing
Um,
Trent as well, having fun on the field. Yeah, boy, he was having fun.
yeah,
He put it his personal issues of what happened in the last match behind him, and it was
and
just too
and
nice
then
to see him playing with a smile.
like 15
Roberts,
minutes later,
yep,
15 minutes later, you guys score. You guys score from a Casemiro mistake. Two
Wait,
Casemiro mistakes. Actually, this first goal from Diaz and the second goal is like carbon copy. Casemiro loses the ball. Casemiro loses the ball, and then counter attack, and you guys concede. What's your take, Casemiro? Old Saudi Arabia calling or what?
game for it, it could be. It could be. Saudi Arabia could be calling. His attitude, man. Like when he lost the ball and when that happened, it's almost like, okay, I did that, and what happened? Like there's no consequences. Like guys, like he's not shivering. He's not scared that he made that mistake. Now it's almost like, yeah, I made the mistake. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna continue and still play my game. And I also believe that he was substituted like in the 40 something minute. I was like, dude, that guy now has shown you. I'm talking to Ten Hag now. Has shown you he's not reliable. So hopefully the new guy that came through, Manuel Ugarte, he can show that he can take his place. Because honestly, against Fulham, yes, he had a decent game against Fulham, but still, he showed his. This match was worse, guys. It was almost like he wasn't there. I don't know what to say about Casemiro. So I'm very disappointed in the way.
just a quick one as well, Butle. I saw there was a huge gap every time you lose the ball. He's the last midfielder there, but the distance between
Wait,
him and his defenders, we were just running so So I'm also blaming
I
the
think
defenders as well.
Gotta step up.
so.
Like,
It's what I
look
just
again,
said, that
guys. Like,
the
we can't.
communication.
Manchester United is in charge,
Yeah, for it. I
you
think for
know.
me, my biggest shamble is my midfield
And
when I'm
like
fit. My
whole team
midfield, at
throughout the
least
team.
I hear what you're saying, but when
Zerky this weekend
ooh,
played like he's an Anthony Martial, you know,
the little
like
Musa guys,
Gam-
what
I thought that
really,
Mekina was the best player because of the chances that he got, and he was on target. He had 4 shots on target, but it's just that he was unlucky.
so
can you
Didn't
tell me what is his
go in, but that boy was trying.
no,
Out of
it's
all the
too
Man
dry.
guys?
United players, out of
Maybe you
all
know
the
him better
United
than me.
players,
Our
Yeah,
attacking
because
players, are you
he's a
saying he was
striker, he has
better?
to get the chances. So.
So you're saying as an attacking player, what can you tell me? Is he a proper number 9 or false number 9? Because I'm thinking to myself, guys, do you know him? Like, do you know his best position? Like, is he a false 9 or 9?
I don't really know the guy. I mean, I just saw him on the day that he got signed.
And
I heard that he scored against Fulham. He had an offside goal against
like
Brighton, and I saw him play as a best player on yesterday's game. So I don't really know much.
I'm
I
trying
didn't
to
see
figure out
amazing
that
runs from him. There was nothing wow that I saw, but all I know, he had 4 shots on
Yeah, look again, guys. Let's keep it moving. I think Mutla, what you will have to do, go have research on your player because you kind of come ask us what your player is like.
I
Like
know,
you need to know that
I
player.
know you
Find
I think
out
you
your.
misunderstood.
That's it. That's the guy that you saying you're gonna be. That's the guy you saying is gonna get you into the top four. So get to know him. You know what I mean?
Man, no, I think you are twisting whatever you're thinking in your
Let's
mind,
speak
and
about a
you
real
put.
striker right now.
Oh, wait, before you go
Let's speak
forward,
about the
I was
real striker.
asking, but what you guys' perception of him, because in my mind, I'm not sure whether he's a 9 or 10
This
because
is
he
it.
plays 9, he plays 10. So that's what I was asking, guys. You know any information? Because they say he's a striker, so it doesn't say exactly whether he's a 9 or kind of a false 9. That's what I wanted to know. They say he's a
I
striker, so it
honestly do
doesn't
not
give me
know,
right
and it's the
information.
least of my problems that I need to focus on.
I think is not. I think is a nonsense player anyway. I think it was lucky to even get that goal in the first game that you guys thought, oh, debut goal, huh? You guys lucky. But yeah, let's keep it moving, guys. Let's speak about a real striker here.
uh,
Again,
but look
almost
able
30
to
minutes
do,
into the
please.
show. If you haven't liked, yeah, like can you allow me to host my show, please? Like, guys, like if you haven't clicked the subscription button, please do. And 30 minutes into the show, if you haven't clicked the like button, please click like, and keep it locked right here on Everything Sports in Zanzi on EPL Mgosi. Let's speak about. They called it Mo Trafford, or they call him the king of Old Trafford. Mo Trafford, it's called. Let's speak about the guy, the Egyptian king himself. Stigela?
Uh,
Oh, yeah, this
Such a
guy's
pleasure.
impressing me. He's impressing me every time and every year. Eh?
I think if you can ask me about a Salah of 2 or 3 years ago, when he was a bit selfish, there were moments where I was also becoming frustrated because he wanted to take every opportunity that he got. But
Yeah,
as they say, when you mature, you become a vintage wine. The way he plays now, you can see how he mesmerized Galore the entire game. And Man United, they don't mind playing Mazrui on left back, but because Mazrui is new in the league, they were like, "Hi, Mandalo, you've dealt with Salah before in quite a lot of games, so let's put you on left back." Guess what he showed him?
magic.
Guess what he showed him? And guess what? And then you get Jota as well. Jota kept on dropping down as a number 9, and then De Ligt and Martinez were lost. They didn't know where they are in that back line, both of them.
I pause the left.
So
Pause
Jota,
the
you might think that, but he just annoyed me. He kept on losing the ball. But Jota, that's how he plays. He always loses the ball. But he was influential in everything that he did. But Salah, I don't know, guys. He's got 3 goals. I will not gonna compare him to Haaland. They are completely different breeds. But whatever he's doing on that position, he's making it his own. And I believe
Yeah,
maybe players like Saka must learn from him as well.
absolutely. Look, I mean, brilliant player. I think like my stat of the week, I'll mention it now. 10 goals against United at Old Trafford. That's more goals than Anthony has scored at Old Trafford. It's more goals than I think four or
Ouch.
five of United's forward line, more goals than Hoyland, more goals than like I think there was about 4 or 5 players that
like
I don't
I
know
don't understand where you're
that
going
at Old
comparing.
Trafford that's scored more.
Why are you comparing Salah with Anthony and or Rasmus Island? Dude, don't do that to Salah. Put him there on his own. Speak about him on his own.
Right, like I'm not like
Don't be comparing
Salah
him
plays.
about.
Salah
Figures is
plays at Old Trafford. No, my man, it's my stat of the week. Okay, you can wait for yours if you do have one. But the stat
We
of the
don't
week
need to
is
hear
that
your
Salah
stat of the
scored
week using
10
our
goals
players.
at Old Trafford.
You don't need your stat of the week using our players for leverage, to leverage
Okay, let's
Salah's
let's
argument.
let's
Put
let's
it aside. That's all I'm saying. This guy, yeah, we lost, but we're not gonna tolerate your
okay.
slander here. We're not gonna tolerate your slander.
Man United fans shame. It's
Sour,
We're
still
not gonna
sour grapes,
tolerate your slander, Papa. We're
chest
not gonna
pains, but
tolerate your
okay, let's keep it
slander.
moving. Let's keep it moving, my man. So like Sticks on your side, best Liverpool player in the EPL ever.
Salah.
Yo, that's the question.
Yeah,
What?
I'll put him on that bracket because he's delivered quality numbers. But you also get your Stevie G's as well. Was always a great to watch. But for now, the fact that he's playing with a smile on the face, for now, I'm giving it to Salah as one of the greats that I've watched during my era as well. Better than Michael Owen and also
Yeah?
better than Steven Gerrard because
Yeah?
this guy has delivered. You can look at his trophy cabinet that he's done in the last. You can see his number
yeah.
of goals. He doesn't disappoint you when the season starts. He'll bring you the goal. So I think he's up there. And the fact that I'm just happy watching him, man. Look at the quality of the cross he delivered on the first goal. Look at that
Yeah.
slide pass on the second goal. Look at the run that he did for the third goal for him to score. And look at that other chance that he missed where he took all the defenders down. And then, so it's just nice. And
That
obviously, he did
deflection.
mention something after the match that they haven't talked about his contract yet, but I'm not worried, man. He'll get it. Even
Actually,
Trent,
I want to go there next, actually, because like I just want us to make sure that we do have or fit in all the discussion points because we're still on
yeah.
the United game. We ought to move to from that game. Just on the contract situation, and I was very interested in what he had to say after the game with regards to that. He's like, Liverpool hasn't spoken to me yet. According to me, I'm still gonna be here, but this is my last year. I was very interested in that. What's your take on that?
Even if you heard the guy that was asking him the question, he was leading him to that. Even they had an argument with Jamie Carragher as well as Gary. So those are last things that I worry about. As you know, that guy, he wants to put himself on the map to make sure that he continues to break records for Liverpool. So if he goes to another team now, he's going to have to start from scratch. So even with Van Dijk, you can see that he played a commanding performance for the first three games. So as you can see, Trent, as much as he's been taken off on every match, because we're doing that for our own reasons, he hasn't played a bad game at all. No one has said anything about Trent's defensive issues the start of this season. You understand? So as it stands, those guys must just continue playing the game. They know that they will get the contracts. That's why you can see the smiles on their faces. They're not even worried. So I can guarantee you contracts will be signed by those players. Because at the end of the day,
Question then.
yeah, so contracts will be signed. If we were replacing those players, for example, we could have signed another kind of Salah from another team to show that now he is surplus to requirements. We were going to sign another Van Dijk to show that he is surplus to requirements. So the fact that their positions are not even threatened,
Yeah,
so it
makes
quite
But
sense.
shows
remember,
that it's still going to be.
you don't sign an influx of players. Liverpool, you sign once or you don't sign the season. So you either sign one good player or you sign them again in January, another one good player. So with me, with the way I'm looking at it now is Inyan Sidong Salah. For me, Salah definitely that guy. Yeah, yeah, definitely. For you to rank him above Michael Owen, that is very interesting, and also to rank him above Steven Gerrard, that is very interesting. But in terms of his impact, definitely for me, the last what I heard is his interview. I think last 2 years back, he said that he wanted to go down as a Liverpool legend. He wanted to go beat Ian Rush's record and wanted to be there on top of
Yeah,
the EPL scoring top. So maybe he's on his way there, and maybe Nyan, that could be something that's going to keep him there. That you know what, I want to be go down as a Liverpool legend. I want when I come to here, people know exactly who I am. I'm treated like almost like Steven Gerrard type of thing, almost like Robbie Fowler, where every time he comes to Liverpool, he's treated like a god. So I'm sure Salah wants that type of status. That when he goes to Liverpool, he's almost
Yeah,
and I think in 2 seasons' time, he's gonna. I think in from this season and the next season, based on the tally of goals that he will score in the league, he can easily surpass Wayne Rooney as well as Alan Shearer on the rate that he's going at.
yeah, absolutely. Look again, he's 32, right? So yeah,
But he
it
runs
can
like he's
happen.
26.
Yeah. Okay, guys, let's keep it moving. Let's let's keep it moving. We're gonna preview the next game now. Arsenal versus Brighton. I think we're gonna just touch on I think the main talking point into that game is the Declan Rice red card. What's your guys' thought on that? DPC, we'll start with
Yeah,
you. Don't worry. Let's get into it. Let's, let's get into it. If you haven't seen the incident, Sticks, have you seen the incident?
yeah, I saw it. All I saw,
What's your
it
take?
was a
What's your take?
professional foul. But remember, there were some players from Brighton that turned up the gas as well for the referee to do that. I think there was a match of Newcastle, Fabian Shah. He just touched the guy like with the glimpse of his forehead. The guy fell dramatically, got a red card, and these things are things that are going to happen during the course of the season. And from Arsenal point of view, as much as I saw all the Arsenal fans were gutted because of the red card, everyone says that it's not a red card. But remember, these kinds of things as well, you can still appeal them if it is available to the board. But now, as far as I saw, it was a professional foul. It was worthy of a yellow card. And sometimes you just have to pay the price. Remember, you guys were already paying with 12 people at the Emirates. So that was supposed to be when the fans were going to rally you guys because now to make sure that you guys are 11 men just to push for the winner.
Okay, yeah, look, I'll give you my take on it, and I agree partially with you in sense to say that we could have won the game, but I mean, obviously the red card changed a lot of the situation of the game. To me, it was yes, kicking the ball away. Okay, firstly, let's first define whether or not he kicked the ball away. Because what I felt happened is that the Brighton player kicked the ball against Declan Rice's left foot first. And then normally, as a soccer player, we all played football. When you feel a ball touch you, the first thing you do is you kick the ball. And what happened is it touched his left foot. Declan Rice looked where the ball was, and it saw it was on his right foot. And then what he did, he didn't even kick the ball. He just touched it. He touched the ball. Okay, and then what the Brighton player did, he tried to clear the ball out, and then he kicked Declan Rice, and Declan Rice went to the floor. So, again, interpretation of the rule is that you should get a yellow card if you kick the ball away. Okay, yes, Declan Rice did kick the ball away, but he did not stop that Brighton player from taking a fast free kick because the ball was moving. So there was no way that that free kick was going to be taken fast and still the ball was stationary. So it didn't stop that guy taking a fast free kick. The referee could have used his sense. I mean, it's 46 minutes into the game, 47 minutes into the game. Use your discretion. You don't want to spoil the game. You don't want to have you being the main center of attention. Talk to the player, tell him, that's not allowed. Because what happened is, before Declan Rice's incident in the first half, a Brighton player, João Pedro actually, kicked the ball away 10 miles away, not just like the tap that Declan Rice did, kicked it way away.
Yeah,
Referee didn't give no card for that incident. And then Declan Rice does that, taps it away, he gives a card. So my thing is consistency amongst the refs, but definitely the ref did not draw the game for us. Okay, us that drew that particular game, and we had opportunities within that game to win the game. So definitely,
yeah.
the game wasn't lost.
The red card happened early, within 1 minute into the second half. There was a lot of opportunity and time to come back. We've seen so many teams where they 10 men playing at their home ground, they can still grind a victory. So
Yeah.
especially you guys, 70,000 capacity stadium, but you couldn't rally to get that win. So it shows that you actually don't have any strikers.
Yeah, no, look again. Sterling apparently is the also second yellow card.
No,
Okay, cool. So, like,
but
yeah, that's our thoughts on that one. We again, guys like Voz and referees in England are pathetic. Like, I just think like they have the worst referees. And like that again, I know this obviously because we lost. As I said to you when you said it last time, I said to you, I know this because we lost the league last season because of a referee against Newcastle. Ball was clearly out. Referee ruled it in. Push on Gabriel, Rise, goal. He ruled it in. But again, I don't want to speak of like these Arsenal fans that go around and have like referees have an agenda against Arsenal and blah blah blah, cry babies and all of that. I won't go around doing that. I'll take. I know already that we do have like shit referees in England, so I'll just deal with that as we go. But yeah,
and
so
we're
that was
still
the
young
talking
in
point.
the season, so there's time to make it up.
Yeah, Sticks, what's your. I won't go again. Like, my man of the match was Raya in that game. I think it was great up until like the last 10 minutes. It was time wasting, which I don't understand. How do you time waste when it's 1-1? And you like, yeah, so I didn't understand that part. But yeah, definitely the referee and the red card is a big talking point on that game. Okay, we're going to keep it moving. Chelsea versus Palace. No Tando and Mooks is not here today, but again, also with them. dropped points for Chelsea against Crystal Palace at home. You're like, I don't know if you guys catch the game or you catched any glimpse of the game.
Not really on my side. I didn't watch the game, just saw that they played out to a draw. Like Chelsea man doesn't give you that motivation to watch them because you don't know what to expect. Same like Man United.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. So let me just give a roundup on the game then if you haven't catched it. Did you catch the game? Okay, let me give a roundup of the game, guys, if you haven't catched it yet. So it was a 1-1 both draw with Palace. Yeah, Chelsea had like missed chances galore. Like I counted like 4 or 5 chances that they should have taken. Like it could have been easily 5-1, 6-1. Michael Jackson missed a one-on-one. Yeah, but Michael Jackson did score though.
Michael
So that was
Jackson.
good. So that was good. But he missed a one-on-one. Maduake missed a goal. Ulmer missed a goal as well. So yeah, so missed chances for Chelsea. I think like Palace was a very physical game that they played in the first half. Like they had like 10 fouls in the first half, no yellow cards. That again,
It's a London derby.
terrible guys. Like again, refereeing to another level of refereeing, terrible refereeing. Nicholas Jackson, person that I wanted to speak to you about actually was Eze. Eze, I don't know if you guys like familiar and watched like a lot of Palace games, but I think this guy is like he scored another banger against Chelsea. I think he's ready for a big move. That could have been the guy instead of Sterling for me for Arsenal.
Who scored?
Eze. So are you telling me you would pick him? Are you telling because that's what you're saying? Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying he's good enough for a big team now. Okay? Just quickly, let's quick stats view of Eze. Quick stats view of Eze. No, I'll give you like give me a second, my man. Give me a second. Let me give you stats so that we can back this up by saying numbers. When you say numbers, this guy you mentioned last season he was injured, and during his injury, he still scored 11 goals in 27 appearances. So I mean, that's good numbers. 11 goals, 4 assists in 27 appearances for last season. That speaks more than what a Rashford did for you last season, what a Anthony did for you last season. With the season before that, this guy scored 10 goals, 4 assists in 38 games of against for a Crystal Palace. You're not going to expect him to rip it up at Crystal Palace, my man. So his numbers definitely does back him for the next big move. Why? Sorry, maybe Crystal Palace doesn't want to sell. Maybe Palace doesn't want to sell, bro. Cool. Let's keep it moving, guys. We're almost at the end of the show. Almost 50 minutes into it. We'll wrap up now. I'm gonna go in with the best of the rest. Just to round out again, yes, it's EPL. See, so it is not the bias Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Man United show. So we will speak about all EPL teams. So yeah, best of the rest on the games that I've caught. So I didn't catch some of the games, but the games that I did catch: West Ham versus City. Obvious, Haaland hat trick again. It's his seventh hat trick in the EPL. His 11th hat trick for Manchester City. This guy is a beast. He is something else. He's unstoppable. I just need him to get injured right now. Okay, I'm gonna be a busher right now, and wish bad on other people. 2 matches and 8 hat tricks. That's the fastest one. He's gonna get. He's gonna be the fastest to get to 10 hat tricks.
By a mile away. By a mile away.
So yeah, so we're moving on, guys. You see, I want to move on, my man. That was me rounding out the best of the rest. And Brentford versus Southampton 3-1. Southampton is in real problems there of relegation. Like is they've lost all their games so far.
Who was
But
playing
I mean that
Ramsdale? Ram was Ram.
that's the Ramsdale he was playing. That's the same
Yep.
thing as Everton with Bournemouth. Everton, Bournemouth 3-1, another lose for Everton. Lost all their games so far this season. Also another very big candidate for relegation. Ipswich won, Fulham won. Traore scored first time for Fulham this year. Nice draw for them. Um, Leicester won, Villa 2. A nice win again for Leicester. Sorry for Villa away at Leicester. Onana being on the score sheet again, another goal for him. He's had a nice start to life at Villa. And then the last game, caught was Newcastle and Spurs was the last game of the weekend, and Spurs losing 2-1 to Newcastle away from home. So yeah, so that's the wrap up of the rest of the rest. Some nice results there for some teams. Brilliant result for Spurs, although I would hate to say it, but nice result for them to win away at Newcastle 2-1. I mean, sorry, great result for Newcastle against Spurs, and a great one for me, obviously, for them to win one against Spurs at home. Great win for them. Cool. So yeah, guys, like that's sort of the show for us today. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Keep it locked. Like buttons. Put your fingers on the thumb for a thumbs up. And as well, please do subscribe if you haven't. Guys, it is the international break, so we're gonna be a week without football. So yeah, like enjoy the international break, enjoy the break.
So
We will
depressed.
be back next week. But before I do go, guys, like any stats for the week for you guys? Yes, no?
I think on my side, I'll give it to Luis Diaz. I think on one of our first or second episode, I did mention him that I was just worried about his finishing, especially there was a chance or three chances he missed against Ipswich. And from that game, he scored one against Brentford, he scored two against Man United,